Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Chris Bloor from Best Marketing Secrets Group, and I'm really excited today, as is my business partner Vince, to have Leon from FusionHQ here to share with us. Vince and I absolutely love Fusion. We think it is one of the most amazing, astonishing, life-changing softwares that either of us have ever seen in our lives. Anybody who's gotten within 2 feet of Vince knows that he's an absolute FusionHQ addict. And we were just talking with Leon a few moments ago. We're both very excited because Leon, of course, is the creator of this software. And Leon said to us just now, do you and Vince want to share a lot? And I said, actually, we just want to sit back and listen and soak up the knowledge. Something that I've discovered in my 14 years online is it always pays to listen to experts and then go and implement the stuff that they share. So, Leon, I'm going to mute myself, but it's an absolute pleasure to have you presenting this webinar for us, and I know that you're going to share some awesome stuff. I'm sat here with a pen and paper, and I'm going to be taking copious amounts of notes. So, Leon, over to you, and thank you very much on all of our behalf for taking this time out to share with us today, and we'll say a few words at the end of the webinar. Thanks, mate.
Awesome. Well, thanks for that, very flattering introduction, and it's an absolute pleasure to be here. I mean, I really enjoy sharing the information, as I know you guys do. When you get passionate about something, it's really hard to shut people up, and anybody who knows me knows that's what I like to do. You know, it's just when you get really into something, you just want to share it and want everybody to know. So thanks for the opportunity to do exactly that. I mean, a little bit of background briefly, I guess, before we start is, you know, I've been in online now myself for probably close on 12 years, I think. And during that process, I've gone through experimenting with all sorts of different business models. And at one point, I was an affiliate manager for a personal development company. I served as marketing director for Mark Joyner for a while, and you know, built a range of different companies throughout my time online. And during that process, it's been really a journey. It's been a solid journey of mine to discover what separates the nonsense that's online with real business. Because at the end of the day, I know we talk about making money online and etc., but really it's about creating a business. And I'm looking at what does it take to create a solid foundation, some solid structures. So with that in mind, I wanted to start this presentation by looking at the foundation that I found really helps define the decisions that I make in my business, both in terms of what type of businesses I create and the way that I structure them, and then the way that I choose to grow them. So I'm going to try and get this presentation click started. Here we go. So what can you exactly expect from this evening's call, or this morning's call, wherever you are? The first thing is to design and structure a successful membership site business. Now, I know that is the success of for Chris and Vince, and they've been really into membership sites, and for very good reason. So we're going to look at that in particular in detail. We're also going to look at the exact business model that basically all of the gurus are using. And again, this is something that I'm very, very passionate about, because it quite annoys me when I see a lot of people wasting their money and getting blinded by the consistent barrage of different sales letters out there, all promising to make them a fortune. And it's very easy to get distracted unless you really are able to take a step back and see what's going on. And so I want you to be able to see exactly what all of those guys out there are actually doing, so that you can learn to be able to do the same. The simple formula, and this is again something that I've kind of come up with during my time online, giving presentations on stages around the world, talking to various participants, and I realized that there's actually a very simple formula that can be applied by almost anybody to their business to be able to realize where they need to focus on and get the maximum leverage from their time or investment. And we're also going to look at 3 ways to increase profit in any business. And you'll see why this is relevant later on, because there's really a handful of ways that you can actually grow and strategically increase the profits within a business. But unless you're aware of them, it's very hard to take a conscious action. So, I want to make sure that you're very clear on what they are. And finally, we're going to look and actually build a business online during the presentation, so you can see really how quick and easy it can actually be. So this is, I'm proud to say, not my car, but this is one of the reasons why I know Chris and Vince love membership sites, and it is really also why it was my wake-up call, if you will, and my realization exactly what I've been able to achieve personally in my own business. You see, the big dent in the side of the car is something that I actually made using the front of my motorbike. Now, I don't recommend this to anybody, but basically I hit the side of this car at full pelt and was unable to walk for a while afterwards. Now, my realization in that moment was, you see all the gurus out there and they're showing you their flash cars and their flash houses and everything else. And I realized that, absolutely none of that actually matters. What matters is the security of knowing that you have passive income coming in. Basically, when the S hits the fan and you're left, and life is known for throwing curveballs. So if with a proper planning, you can make sure that when those curveballs do come your way, that you're absolutely, that you're okay. That in my case, I was able to sit back, relax, recover. I actually wrote another book, and I didn't stress. It didn't cross my mind to worry about my business, and that's because it was fully automated. So that's what I want to show you how to do, is to be able to make sure that you structure your business in an automated way rather than just simply creating another job for yourself using a laptop. And it's at this point that I encourage you to take a look at what your own personal goals are. And just very briefly and generally, that is, for a lot of people, it's simply getting home from work, looking at the clock and trying to make it until 5. For others, it's the idea that they're going to create a job for themselves. And I don't mean this is consciously. For most people, this is a very unconscious decision. They're thinking about trying to quit work and essentially to become their own boss. However, for most people, when they try to take this path, what inevitably happens is that they end up going from a 9 to 5 to a 7 to 11. And anybody who's started their own business will know exactly what I'm talking about. So again, it's one of those things that if you're clear in your mind, you can make the right decisions early on, rather than finding yourself having spent years only to realize that you're now working harder and making less than you did before you quit your job. Another thing that a lot of people on the internet do is to try and teach people how to make short-term cash injections. And I find this is very, very distracting. It leads people down the wrong path. It can be useful in times of crisis or emergency, or to raise capital for business growth. All of those are perfectly valid reasons, but they need to be done, again, as I say, consciously. Now, this is really, I think, the purpose of tonight's call, is to talk about the ability to build passive income. And by passive income, I mean the kind of income where you can walk away. I mean, like last year, I went off to Nepal for 1 year. For 1 month. And I was up in the mountains, completely detached from internet. So, for an internet marketer to be disconnected for 4 weeks from any form of email communication or contact from the outside world was quite an interesting challenge. And yet when I came back, everything was running just as smoothly as when I left, and I was making just as much money as before I went. So, again, it can be done, but it has to be done with a conscious intention. And finally, it depends on the type of membership site that you want to build. But if you're looking to create something that you can sell, that also needs to be done with a conscious intent. The way that you do your branding, the way that you do your structures. I mean, if you create a business that is not automated, you can sell it, but you'll never get as much for it as one that is fully systematized. All right, so this is the first book that I wrote, Do Less Work, Make More Money. And I'll be the first to admit, it sounds spammy. There's no way, there's no two ways around it. The title just evokes a very strange feeling for me emotionally. Part of that was intentional. But the question is, is it possible? And this is something that people kept asking me all of the time when I would speak at events or seminars, on webinars. People would say, well, look, that's great, but isn't it just a scam? And the truth is that if we ask ourselves, we must believe that it's possible, because that's why most of us are on this call, is to learn how to do exactly that. So why is there this emotional disconnection from the title? And I wanted to kind of find a formula that could basically prove that it's possible and to show you exactly how to do just that. And here it is. It is T plus T plus T multiplied by T equals R. And so that's training plus team plus tools multiplied by time equals results. Now, you can spend a lot of money on training and really never make a whole heap back. And this was my story for a very long time. For a very long time, I was spending all of my money on more and more training, and I just couldn't kind of figure. I kept thinking that there was a secret that I was missing. There was this source that the secret source that the gurus weren't telling me. And I figured, well, if I bought another training program, maybe that was the missing link. And it wasn't until later that I really realized that actually what I needed was a team, and I needed the right tools. You see, if you've got a team of people, you can leverage your time far more effectively. You can focus on the things that you enjoy doing the most. But by having the right tools in place, now your team becomes more effective. It leverages their time. And if you provide that team with the right training, of course, then they are more effective in what they do with those tools. And by doing this, you reduce the amount of time that you actually require in your business to get the same degree of result if one of those variables was lower. And of course, if you have a really bad team or terrible tools, you can actually create a negative result. So, while it's not an exact science, it does give me a very, very good rule of thumb when I look at my business and say, okay, how balanced are these things? How balanced are they in my business? Do I need to invest more into training at this moment in time? Do I need to invest more into my team, or do I need to buy and invest into better tools? And I can constantly keep that in balance, because of course, as my team grows, I need to get more training and more tools. As my tools grow, I'm going to need to get better teams and more training for those tools. So they're all connected there, and you get that right, you're going to see a massive increase in your results far, far quicker. And so here's my basic rule of thumb, and that is to do as the gurus do, not as they say. You say, whenever I see somebody selling a Facebook course, for example, and again, this is nobody, no offense to anybody selling a course on Facebook, but the question I ask myself is, what is that person doing? They're selling a course in SEO. What are they doing? And at that moment in time, I have no necessarily proof that they are making money with SEO or with Facebook. What I do see them doing, though, is selling information. They're selling information, and how are they getting the customers to sell that information? In many cases, they're doing it through the use of an affiliate program. See, the majority, almost every single product I've ever bought online has come as a direct result of an affiliate. And if I end up on somebody's list and end up buying from them later on, it's usually because an affiliate got me on that list in the first place. So it's very interesting when you look, no matter what the courses are that people are teaching, ultimately all of them are actually selling information. And in many of these cases, what they're actually doing is using a membership site to deliver that content. And so, it's one of the most foundational principles of doing business online. And it's been there since the beginning. And you see fads come and go, but the fads are about what products people choose to sell. But the underlying principle, that is of selling information and using an affiliate to refer the traffic to that sale, is basically the only thing that has remained constant since the beginning of internet marketing history. So this is a diagram that I created, and again, it's just a map for myself. to identify really whether or not a business is suitable for me. Because again, there's a lot of different business models out there. There's a lot of different ways to make money online, but not all of them fulfill these 6 criteria. So if we look, we've got sustainable. You say, I mean, we've all got bills or expenses to pay throughout life. So to have something that makes a bit of money now is all exciting right now, but you just got to repeat the process later on. I want something that's sustainable, something that I can rely on over a long period of time. I also want something that's scalable, something that I can keep increasing my profits from, rather than just reaching a small cap. You know, let's say, you know, some business models may make $500 or $5,000 a month relatively easy, but is it scalable beyond that? I want it to be systematizable, and I have no idea even if that's a real word, but you know what I mean. It needs to be possible to automate the business. And again, there's a lot of business models out there that require far too much time from my side on an ongoing basis. And I'm not a lazy person. I mean, I like to work. I enjoy it. I find it fun. But you see, if you can create systems, it now means you can create more scalability, because once you've got a system in place that is generating income, you can now work on creating the next one and then the next one and have a lot more fun with it. Obviously, it needs to be profitable. You know, that's the general purpose of business. I want it to be proven. There's so many models out there. You know, you can talk about, like, for example, Facebook itself. Well, Facebook wasn't really a proven model per se when Facebook created itself, and there's been, you know, several of these big companies, like maybe like Twitter, for example. Again, not really a proven model. But what most people don't realize is they're outliers. They're not the general rule. For every one of those companies that's really succeeded, there are countless hundreds of thousands of failures that people don't know about. And if you need to make money, if you need to rely on money, I would much rather go down the proven path. And finally, I want it to be purposeful. You know, life is much more than just about making money. And if we spend so much of our time actually making it, then surely we should have some more meaning to it, some more meaning to the process. The money should just be the outcome and not the real goal. And so the great thing with membership sites, again, is that they actually meet all of these criteria. You see, they create a sustainable income, they're extremely scalable, they're very systematizable, they can be highly profitable, they are most certainly proven, and the great thing is that depending on what your interests are or your passions in life, you can make them extremely purposeful. So to me, that makes the membership site model extremely exciting. Now, 2 basic business models, and again, remember, I'm talking about sustainability. So how can they be over 2,000 years old? Well, the first is affiliate marketing. Now, affiliate marketing, you know, there's bound to be people out there that are sitting down going, well, you know, affiliate marketing, 2,000 years, how? I want to demystify affiliate marketing for one moment and just put it in plain English. It's a commission-based salesman. It's the man in the middle. There's nothing more to it. It's a person who introduces a buyer to a product owner and somebody who makes a commission for doing so. That's it. Now, the great thing about the internet is that this is now automatable. You can actually introduce a product owner from one side of the world to a customer on the other side of the world and not have met either person, and have the whole transaction tracked remotely by a third-party application to ensure that you get the commission. This makes commission-based selling more exciting than ever before in history, and far more scalable and far more systematizable. The second is to be a product owner. And of course, in this case, there are, we're talking about membership sites, but of course there are many forms of product owners. You know, you could be an information owner, you could be a physical product owner, but the idea here is that you own something, you own the rights to that something, and that you sell it. So in this situation, what we're going to be talking about, of course, is owning the membership site and then selling that and using affiliate marketing to help scale your income. So just to be clear, for anybody who hasn't actually seen this mapped out before, this is how a successful project for most internet marketers look like. Now, of course, there can be multiple variations of exactly how this is constructed, But essentially, this is it. And I really want you to be able to think how this applies to your business. How does it apply to what you are currently doing or what you're trying to currently do? Now, if you look in the sort of the beginning of the center here, we've got a lead capture page. That's to capture the name and email address. And of course, it's been said that the money is in the list. And really, that's once you have a very good responsive list, there's never a truer word said. It's like an automatic ATM. But to get that list, we need to generate traffic. So it could be from SEO, ideally through having an information website, an authority website that can be SEO optimized, because generally lead capture pages themselves are not SEO optimized. So if we're going to use SEO, we have an external site here that is, and then sends that traffic through to capture the name and the email address to our lead page. We could use pay-per-click, we could use offline promotions, we could use social media, we could use affiliate traffic, getting other people to send us traffic in exchange for a commission later down the sales process. There's all sorts of ways that we can generate traffic. But essentially, that's going into here. We're building our list, and that name and email address is going onto the autoresponder. And the autoresponder is then sending out a sequence of automated emails to back-end affiliate offers that we can then start generating money from other people's products. In addition to that, it can also redirect customers to our own sales pages, as can the redirect after they've opted in. You see, when somebody opts in, that's one of the best times to sell somebody. So if I'm building a membership site, what I would like to do is usually capture somebody with a free giveaway and then give them the opportunity to upgrade to a paid members area by selling them on the what we usually call the OTO or the one-time offer, or it's the upsell page after they've opted in. And again, this is an automated process, and the great thing about this is one of the reasons why internet marketing is so powerful is that we've got the captured attention of a qualified prospect at this moment in time. The moment they've opted in, they've pre-qualified themselves as interested in our specific niche, and they're interested here and now, and we have their full attention, and we can put their full attention on a dedicated sales page. There's very, very few chances in any form of selling where you get this level of opportunity. And it's that for that reason why we can see insanely high conversion rates with a well-placed and well-structured sales page. Now, we could put them through an upsell, downsell process and sell them additional products, but eventually they're going to hit a thank you page. And from that thank you page, this is where we will deliver their username and password for access to the membership site, which is where we can now deliver that content. And of course, there's multiple types of membership site. You can have drip feed content sites. You could just have content sites which are protected by membership access, but just have all of the content in there from day one. Or you could have ongoing membership sites where you continually add new content week in, week out. But essentially, this is the overall underlying structure to virtually every online business that I know. And once you understand that and you're able to map that out for your own business, you can start being much clearer on how you go about building that. And more importantly, which kind of tools that you're going to need. So to really simplify this down, I've broken it down into 4 steps. Step 1 is to simply build your list. Step 2 is to promote affiliate offers. And again, this isn't, hard and fast rules, but this is a very, very basic process that I see a lot of the guys going through. Because once you start building a list, as you're building out your own product, you can already monetize. And I was speaking to Mark Ling one time. Mark's an extremely bright guy, highly successful, and he builds many of his own products. He has membership sites, products. He's an affiliate for many other products as well. And he said to me that basically the way he identifies whether a niche is going to be worth his time to build a product is to first promote somebody else's. See, rather than going out and spending all of the time and the money invested into putting together his own product or his own membership site, if he can sell somebody else's to a list that he can build, and he can see that that's going to sell, then he knows he's got a hot list. And that means he knows now it's well worth his time and effort to build his own product so that he can then keep 100% of the commission to that same source of leads. The next step is to build your own website or to build your own product. And in this case, of course, we're talking membership site. So once we've got our own membership site, we have the ability to then create an affiliate program to get other people to generate traffic for us. And this is, for me, the golden goose, the holy grail, however you may want to call it. Because if you've got an army of affiliates out there and you own your own product, it means you have enough of a percentage to be able to give away to incentivize affiliates to send you traffic. Now, why am I so passionate about affiliates? Well, SEO, for example, can be a great source of leads, can be highly profitable, but I don't control Google. You know, if Google go and change their animal of the month and their animal doesn't like me for whatever reason, then my SEO ranks drop, then, you know, I can see a huge drop in my income. But if I have affiliates, now I have a range of people with different skills. Some of my affiliates are very skilled at SEO. Some of them are very skilled at paid advertising. Some of them very good at list building. Some of them very good with social media. So they go out and they use all of these different strategies, and if one of them has any problem for whatever reason, it barely affects my business. And the great thing is they're out there doing it 24/7, and I'm only paying them when they get a result. So for me, that's absolutely awesome because it means I can keep 100% of my money in my business and using it to scale it in other ways. Now, the great thing is that affiliates send you highly targeted traffic and they join your list once they buy your product, which means you are now building a bigger list. And what's more is that that list is a buyer's list. This is the most powerful form of list that you can possibly own. And the great thing about a buyer's list is they buy more, which means you can now go and promote other affiliate products and get a higher percentage of result on the back end because now you've got a more qualified list here. And so the cycle continues. And so you see this pattern within most of the internet world where they keep cycling, building their list, promoting another product, building their own product, getting other people to promote it, growing the size of their list, promoting more of other people's products while they're going out, building their next product, and so on until their list gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and so do their profits. As one wise man once told me, people equal profits. So here I've got a great photo. This one really struck home to me. When I first saw it, it was like an emotional alarm bell going off. And for many of you, you may relate to me when I say that when I was first starting in my business, this felt like my business. This felt like my business on a daily basis. Why? Because the chaos was due to the lack of systems in place. This photo is actually from Italy, and it was a series of problems that Italy had where the systems didn't allow them to deal with the rubbish. Now the problem with this was they could never get on top of the problem. As soon as they removed one pile, another pile was already building up somewhere else. And that is true in your business. If you don't plan in advance, then basically what happens is chaos starts. As you start putting out one fire, another fire is erupting somewhere else. So by taking the time to properly systematize and put the proper structures in from day one, then you avoid these kind of congestion. And you'll find that your business will run far more effectively and more efficiently. Just a quick testimonial there, but from Adam Nolan. Some of you may know Adam. And basically he was using FusionHQ, moved away from WordPress to use this, and it just changed his business because of that exact reason. Because he was able to create the systems, he was able to scale. He was kept doing like these launches, and he was doing rolling launches. And because he was able to simply duplicate his previous launch, he could use the same structures, the same systems that he already knew worked, and then repeat them again and again, but just this time replacing the content or the sales page. Now, I promised you there's only 3 ways to increase profit in any business. The first is to increase the number of customers. The second is to increase customer value. The third is to reduce operation costs. Now, of course, there are multiple ways that you can achieve each of these three, but essentially, no matter what way you think of to increase profits in a business, they fall under one of these three categories. And your objective in your business should always be to constantly try and improve these three metrics. Now, I'm going to give you a handful of ideas on how to do that. Just very briefly, the first, of course, increasing customers, and this is the one that most people think about or most people focusing on, but that's increasing traffic. And of course, you've got Google, YouTube, Facebook, using affiliates, and a bunch of other different ways. Now, the important thing to remember is that each of these require a different type of website or a different kind of structure in place to basically allow for that source of traffic. Next is that you're going to want to capture leads. How does capturing leads increase customers? Well, the truth is that most people who visit a website will never return to that website. Once a customer goes, they never come back unless you've captured their details. Once you've captured their details, it means you can follow up. And of course, every good salesman knows this. A lot of sales training will teach you that the sale is often made on the 5th or the 6th meeting or communication with a prospect. So you can't ever get that 5th or 6th communication if you haven't captured the lead in the first place. You also need to increase conversions. And the best way that I know to do this is to constantly split test. By running split tests, it means you can increase the conversions to your website. And this is really, for me, perhaps one of the coolest things about a membership site is that once you've got a membership site set up properly, it means you can really focus on this increasing traffic and focusing on increasing conversions, because basically the site is automated and taking care of the customer. And that's really, really important because, again, this is how we're going to scale our business. Now, just a quick pop quiz here, but which online marketing method returns the highest return per dollar? And again, if you've been watching any of the sales pages or reading any of the sales pages for different products out there, you may be swayed in different ways. It could be, is it SEO? Is it social media? Is it Facebook advertising? Perhaps AdWords? No, it's actually email. Email is by far the most effective. Now, this particular statistic here shows you that email is almost double that of SEO, which is already much higher than display advertising, or certainly about nearly 4 times higher than mobile advertising. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't use the other forms of advertising. It just means that if you're starting out in a business, focus on the form that's going to give you the highest ROI. I mean, this isn't rocket science. You really want to put your efforts into what you know is going to give you the biggest return for your investment. Now, I know this stat is a little bit out of date. It says 2011 here. I just went and checked this recently, and the latest stat from the DMA is that email marketing is giving, I believe, a 4,300% ROI. Now, there's few things in life that will do that. So just realize the importance of ensuring that you have a very good, solid email marketing system in place to handle your leads. Because again, they're really, really important for your metrics in terms of following up with the free leads to convert them into your membership site, following up with actual members to upgrade them to higher plans, or to follow up with people who have canceled the membership to try and re-invite them in or get them to join a different program that may be more suited to their needs. Increasing customer value. A sales funnel is a really efficient way to do this, as I mentioned earlier, because once you've captured the details here, and this could be a squeeze page, or maybe it's a low-end offer, like a small ebook for $9, $17, $27, something like that. And then we can start upselling them to either other ebooks or DVD trainings, or obviously our membership site, and then upsell them to a premium plan, maybe give a downsell. If we have a downsell in here, we could give away a free trial to our membership site, maybe give away 1 week for free. Now, some people are going to say no to this, but we do know that they're interested in our niche. We know that because they've opted in here. So if they've said no to this, it's because they don't necessarily trust you at this point. So by giving a downsell where we could say perhaps give, as I say, 7 days away for free, means that some people will say yes to this, and eventually some of those will become buyers. That means we've just increased our customer value for every person who enters this funnel. This becomes particularly important when we look at paid advertising, because most paid advertising actually loses money or barely breaks even on the front end of the funnel. And that's where the amateurs end up hitting a brick wall and giving up. But the professionals know that the money is in the back end. And so you really want to make sure that you have these sales funnels in place so that you can really become competitive in your market. Reoccurring products, obviously membership sites. By getting a customer to buy again and again and again, you're increasing your ultimate customer value. And as I've mentioned several times already, but promoting affiliate offers, being able to go out there and promote other people's stuff makes you more money per opt-in on the front end of this funnel. Just a quick mention on that as well, but inside of a membership site, you have a perfect opportunity to do this. You have a resources section. So, a good membership site, if it's got a really good resources section, and I'm not saying you go out there and you fill your resources section with all the affiliate programs that give the highest commissions. Absolutely not. You should be putting in there the stuff that you genuinely believe in, including the stuff that makes you no money or a commission that may not be as much as another competitor, but this product is better. Now, in doing that, you build trust, but at the end of the day, there's no harm in taking a commission if somebody is offering a commission and you believe in their product or service and it's targeted and relevant to your members. So reducing operation costs, something I mentioned before, but team efficiency. You're not going to want to do everything yourself. And as you grow and your business grows, you're going to want to have other people. You're going to want customer support. You're going to want an affiliate manager. You're going to want designers or copywriters working with you. So you need some way to make that team efficient and give them some way to help operate your business in an effective way. You're also going to want to consolidate costs. By having too many systems spread out there, each one having their own fees associated to them, they can soon add up. By consolidating everything down into one simple system, you can actually reduce your monthly overheads. And finally, systematize and automate. If I haven't mentioned this enough yet, hopefully I have by now. The more systems and the more you can automate your business, the less you need team members to do it, the more efficient your time becomes, and the more time you have to grow your business or to use your team for better things. So systematize and automate. So with all that said, let's go and actually set up a business and let's go and check out exactly what FusionHQ can do and take a look at the new V2. So I'm just going to exit out of my PowerPoint here. Unfortunately, I don't have my second monitor, so it's going to be a little inefficient. All right, so here we are. I'm inside of the new dashboard, and for any of you who've ever seen FusionHQ before, you're probably wondering what on earth you are looking at, because this is so radically different that for any existing FusionHQ users, and I know Chris and Vince will be sitting there going, what the only thing that they're going to be recognizing at this point is probably the logo, and even that looks a little different. So what we've decided to do is change the way that FusionHQ works. Before, we were just a series of features. Now we want to become more effective in the way that people choose to actually build and use a project. So here we've actually got our projects, and in this example, this demo account, you can see here I've got three projects already inside, and I can actually go in and edit these projects, and I can see all of the different components to my project laid out in front of me. I can see the number of sales funnels, I can see the number of content sites, membership levels, mailing lists, etc. Everything's laid out here for me very, very simply. But how do I get to that stage? Well, I want to actually build a successful business model for you right now on this call, and I'm going to do it by clicking create a new project, And under here, you could start from scratch, build everything up from the beginning. Not a problem if you're an internet marketing ninja. We've got business in a box. These are a few different niche businesses that actually create have all of the sales copy written for you, have a product that you can sell, that type of thing. So they're great for the absolute beginner who's just trying to figure out how to get started and doesn't have the time to write all the copy or build a product, but just wants to play around. It's not going to make you $1 million. I'm not going to lie to you, but it is an extremely effective and useful way to get started. But this is what I'm really interested in, is the business kits. The business kits give us a variety of squeeze pages, as you can see here. These are the different landing pages, and we're adding more all the time. And then info marketing. This is currently quite empty. We've just got one in here. The reason for that is that all of the ones we had in the original V1 have to be transferred systematically one by one and manually rebuilt for the version 2 because it's totally different in terms of the structure. So we just got this one in now, and we're just adding a whole pile more later this week. So I'm going to install this one now, and you can see let's just call this Vince and Chris, and we'll put that in there. And I need to choose a domain. Now we've got a bunch of free subdomains in here that you can actually use to get yourself started if you don't have your own domain name. But I've already got a domain name, a few test ones I've got thrown in here, so I'm just going to grab one of those for the purposes of this. You can use your own domain name from anywhere, or you can actually register domain names through us, not a problem either way. And I'm just going to click install. Now what this is actually going to do now is to actually build the website for me. It's going to set up the squeeze page. It's going to set up the upsells, the downsells. It's going to set up the membership site. It's going to create an authority website as well, something that basically you can use for SEO purposes. It's going to install the affiliate program, something that we can actually use to help generate traffic. And everything is then configured and customized and set up for our business. And just as you would expect on a live call, it's deciding to take a lot longer than usual. Unfortunately, a little disclaimer here, but I'm currently in Thailand, and we've been experiencing some interesting tropical weathers, which has meant our internet gets these little blips and glitches. So I'm just gonna try that one again. So I just do Chris and install again. See if that helps. Awesome. That is just what I would expect on a live call. So I'm just going to refresh the page, and that's why I knew there was a reason. Look at that. I was sitting here wondering why on earth that's not working, and the reason is because my internet has my account is timed out. So let me just log back in. The joys of doing a live call. What you see is what you get. All right, so now that I'm actually logged in, I'm going to do this for real this time. I do apologize, folks. And we're just going to race through this because you've seen it all before. And click install. So this time, yay, now we're away, out of the starting gate. You can see the process that's happening here. We're already at 9%. The site is now installing, just as I explained before. Now this process usually only takes about 1 to 2 minutes. And as I say, it basically will actually customize the entire business for you. If you were installing a business in a box, what it would actually do is customize the buy now buttons to be using your PayPal account or your merchant account. It would actually insert your name inside of the autoresponder emails. It would use your name on the sales pages. And so, and then it would actually upload it and put it onto your domain name. So it actually customizes and configures everything. Now, this will actually jump up quite quickly shortly. For some reason, it's not an exact science. There you go. Now it's kind of got kick-started and it's finished. So this is the one you can see we've just installed. As you can see, I was playing around and installing some earlier, just in case. So here we go. This is the whole setup. So as I mentioned earlier, you're going to need several components to a successful online business. You're going to need your product, and you're going to need your sales funnels. You're going to need your content site. Now remember, a content site can come in two forms. Content sites can be your authority websites, but they can also be your membership sites. A membership site is just a content site that has content protected. You're also going to need your different membership levels. You're going to want mailing lists that you can contact people, and an affiliate campaign that you can use to generate your leads. So I'm just going to go in and take a look at the sales funnel, for example. And if I go in and look at this process, you'll see exactly what I mean. Because the problem I found with a lot of membership site systems that are currently out there is they protect your content, but they don't really give you any way to sell your content. And that's a really critical flaw. And if they do, there's no way to really handle this. I mean, you see, when I did a big launch myself a few years back, and before we had FusionHQ, myself and my business partner at the time, we did a launch and we generated about $1.4 million in a period of about 10 days. And I can tell you that's an extremely exciting experience. However, the customer support on the end was a nightmare, because invariably with that number of sales, you do get a handful of refunds. Each refund was taking us 8 minutes on average to process, because we would have to go in, we would have to refund the person, we would have to disable their access to the membership site, we would have to remove them from the mailing list, the buyer's list, and we would have to go into the affiliate tracking system and disable any commissions that were owing to the affiliate that had referred that person refunding. So that whole process was extremely inefficient. And again, it's one of those things that you don't really think about until it's too late, and then you really know the pain. So the great thing about FusionHQ is because it actually handles the sales process, it means it can also handle the automation. If somebody cancels either through your customer support or just by going to PayPal or wherever directly and just simply canceling their membership, then it now means that you can you don't have to worry, because everything is taken care of automatically. So this is the sales funnel that we'd be looking at to sell our membership level. And you can see here we've got a squeeze page, we've got an offer for a book, we've got an upsell, and then we've got a few thank you pages. Now what I really love about this interface is the fact that it is truly, you can see, drag and drop. And I know a little bit about coding, but I'm not a big fan. And I would much rather simply design my businesses visually like this and just know that they're going to work and have all of the coding taken care of. So for example, earlier I talked about having a downsell. So if we just go in and we add a new page, for example, and I'm just going to call this downsell, and we can actually label it red. I'm just going to save that. Now we would need to do some recoding. So typically, let's say you've got a no thank you button on your page here. Well, let's recode that and then recode this so that if somebody buys this, they will go to the thank you page. That's it. That's it. That's all the coding really done for you and take care of. This whole process is now done. Now we're going to be looking at split testing in just a moment, but the split testing results, you'll actually see them here in real time. You can see total showing on the box. This will tell us the number of visits to each of these pages, and then underneath we'll actually see the A/B split test results. And that means that during a launch especially, I'm able to see exactly where the traffic is going, what's working, how things are converting, and make fast, rapid adjustments even without a programmer, and that can mean real money. You can also see at the top here we have purchase agreements, privacy policies. These may sound really boring, and I can assure you they are. However, they're also critical if you want to get approved by Google for Google advertising, even retargeting, Facebook retargeting. A lot of these things, people get refused. They don't know why, and often it's simply because they don't have a purchase agreement or terms and conditions in place. Nobody wants to write them, so we've written them for you, and we've actually even had an e-commerce lawyer expert, one of the world's leading e-commerce lawyers, actually write these for us. And so you can be sure that they're all done very well. Now let's go in and edit a page. Here is an example for a squeeze page. You'll see here we've got our headline at the top, we've got a video, opt-in form, and I've got a short sales page followed by another opt-in form. Now there's a reason I really like this format, and it's simply because that a lot of people, truth be told, are looking at these pages when they're at work, and not everybody can watch a video. Videos can work very, very well, but only if people can watch them. So you want to make sure that you have a short sales letter here that you can use. Now, I'm sure you've probably seen other templated squeeze pages out there or sales pages. What makes FusionHQ so special? What makes it very, very different than everything else? Let me show you. So for a start, you see here we've got a little graphic in the background. Well, if I don't want that, I can actually just simply remove it, and if I do enter a color in the background, you can see now I've made it gray. So I can very, very easily change, or I can bring up the color thing here. I can actually change this very, very easily and put my own graphics in there, change my own colors. You can see we've got a couple of different layouts here. I'm now selected down here. Sorry, so I'll go back up to the top. You can see it's very, very simple for me to change. We can actually use background videos, very much the same as PayPal does. We can just basically stick the video URL in here, and we get those sexy looking video backgrounds working for us. I can upload images, do whatever I like, as I say. There's a lot of customization that we can do in here. I can change the widths, but what's really cool is I can also extend out my page. You see, if I come to here, I can now drag, let's say for example, a text box onto the page. And so now I can maybe make up a quick header. We'll just change the font here, and you will see that we have a whole host of different fonts in here for you to use. This is one of my designer's favorites, so we'll go with that. I trust her, and there we go. So you can see it's very, very easy for me to customize this page and change it. I can add new blocks, I can add images, text, video, opt-in forms, buy now buttons, download buttons. We've got modules that include countdown timers and Facebook comment integration, or simple blank space, so that I can actually go in and make my site look more interesting. So you see it's very, very, very flexible and customizable. Now, what's really cool as well is the A/B split testing. So let's say I am now happy with my changes, and like for example with the text here, all I need to do is just touch it and change it. But I'm going to run an A/B split test. As I mentioned, that's the key to increasing conversions. So for all I'm going to do is if I go to my B page up here, I'm going to copy A to B, save me recreating the entire page, and I'm going to come to my headline here, and I'm just going to change that to 7 common mistakes. So does 5 outperform 7? Probably not the world's greatest split test ever, but it is a valid split test. The only thing I need to do is just click here to activate that page. So now you can see both of these pages are activated. Save it and leave this page. And now click upload. And now I have that split test running. You see, I knew you should split test. I knew this for a very long time, but I never actually did it. Why didn't I do it? Because essentially I was too lazy. There was too much complication to making it happen. Now, I'm just aware I've got a second monitor up at the moment, just making sure that the stream of this call. So it looks like we've got a bit of video lag. So I'm just going to pause for a second and hope that the video catches up with my voice. Okay, so I'm just going to continue and hope this is now going to actually sync okay. Looks like we're still a little bit behind, but just do drop us a line if it's going to be a problem, and I'll slow down and see what we can do. Basically, you know, that's our sales process. That's all great, but what are we selling? We talked about membership sites. That's the real focus of today's call. So let's go and take a look at just that. So if we go and edit the membership site that we've got in here, you'll see that this is a slightly different view. We use a list view because it's much more suited for handling large amounts of content. You see, I can easily collapse and expand my content. Again, we've got the earnings disclaimers, privacy policies, everything you'd expect to see in here. But we also now have, in this example, a whole pile of content. So we've got module 1 to 6. And this example is just a simple 6-week drip-fed video course. So you can see module 1, there's no time delay. Module 2, we have a 1-week time delay. Module 3, 2-week time delay. Module 4, 3-week delay, etc. And you can see that each of these is got protection, so I can actually add members to these pages, so I can grant access to actually view these pages. And if you don't have access, if you don't have a valid membership level, it means you won't be able to see the content on the page. Very, very easy. If we want to, we can easily delete pages, or we can add more pages inside of here. So just simply by adding page. Very, very easy. So that means that we can really build out our site without any need for coding. Just as we had on the sales funnels, we can go in and edit the pages. So as I said, this is module 1 of a membership video site. So here we have a video with module 1. And just like the other site, you can easily come in and start expanding out on that. So if I want to, I can add in some text. And for example, if I've got a transcription for this video, now I could paste the transcription in underneath the video, and when I upload it, it will all display just perfectly. And remember, as I mentioned before, all of the 2 websites are now actually mobile responsive, so that people can go out and they can view this on their iPhones, on their iPads, on their desktops or laptops, whatever their device they're using. The actual pages will be optimized, the video will adjust the size and fit that device perfectly. So really, really great if you're doing video content or indeed any other form of content for a membership site. Now, the really cool thing that we have inside of FusionHQ, and again, this is just one of those little differences that I think make us special, is that we can actually go in to the Advanced tab And I can make this so that it shows only to specific members. So for example, I could make this show only to, now this particular account's got a lot of different membership levels set up in it, but for example, book registrations. So anybody who owns that particular membership, only they will be able to see this video. Even if there's other membership levels that have access to this page, that basically means I can create premium content for my VIP members and allow only them to see it when they access any specific page. It also means I can do really cool things like actually show people a small sales page or upsell for a VIP course inside of the members area. So if I've got a free member, or I've got like a bronze member or a silver member, and I want to upsell them to a gold membership, remember, it's always you're looking for opportunities to upgrade and scale your business. So I can actually put that little teaser copy or that little sales page or the link to the sales page inside of here, but not show it to people who are already a VIP member. So that's really, really cool and allows us to grow our business far more effectively. Just quick look in here, but we've got page options. Under page options, we can actually change the meta description, the keywords. This is really cool stuff for the SEO guys out there. We can also set our pop-ups on the page, and choose the various access or delay options for this particular page. And so yeah, there's a whole host that you can do in here. So I'm just going to leave this site and briefly show you the authority site that was created. Again, I won't spend very long on this, but you can see here we've got a site, and I'll just go into preview. So this was just created with that 60-second install, and you'll see here we've got About Us page, we've got an events page, testimonials, and here you see there's a bit of a delay there. That's deliberate because that gives us better results, and basically we have a pop-up. Oh, my internet's gone crazy slow. There we go. So we've got a pop-up, and this allows us to obviously increase our opt-ins. Very, very simple to handle, very simple to manage. But this is the SEO site that I might have, where we've got products, we've got links to different services. So if you were a coach or a trainer, then you might have different site pages offering your different services. You may have links to your different products for sale. And of course, you're going to want an About Us and a testimonials page, etc. And if you're running your membership program, then we have the link automatically straight to the members area. And again, as I say, everything's already set up and pre-configured. All you need to do is just customize it. Now, if there's anything, you decide that you don't need the authority site, for example, then that's fine. Just simply delete it. There, gone. Now we've just got a members only site. If you need more, then you see here, we can just simply add new site. We can add, we've got in here, for example, 3 membership levels. Well, we can add more if we want to. Very simple. So here, let's say, for example, we want VIP. And now I have a VIP membership level that I can start selling or protecting my content with. Mailing lists. We want to make sure that we have mailing lists for the different membership access levels. And of course, as I mentioned before, the affiliate program to generate traffic and really this is all pre-configured, all set up, all fully integrated into the sales funnels. So it makes your life really, really easy. If I click Add Component, this is something that is very, very different on V2. On version 1 of FusionHQ, you used to have to struggle to figure out where you needed to go to set up a product or to add a new content site. Here, it's very easy. You see, we've created this pop-up with all the different components that you need to manage and run your business. And you just simply choose whichever one you want, and then it will add it to your project. In addition to that, you see here we have the team members, so we can create a team member access so that if you have a VA or a customer support, affiliate manager, whatever it may be, you can set them up access and give them limited permissions, limited access, and restricted access to your account to do just the functions that they need. What's more, they have their own private username and password, so if they ever leave your business, you just simply delete them from within the project and job done. See, it's all about efficiency in managing your business. All right, so I'm now going to go back, and I just want to show you, I've already got this in this project, so rather than me rebuild it all out, I just want to show you this one in here. This is the creme de la creme of email marketing, in my opinion. Not that I'm biased, but I built it because we needed it and we wanted it. This is very, very different. This is our autoresponder. Now, we have a traditional looking autoresponder as well, but there's no fun in showing you that. This is really exciting for me because basically we can put in a source. We can put in our leads into the source box here. Choose which list we want or filter the leads to start this autoresponder sequence. And then we can send them an email. But look at this. It's a drag and drop email funnel. So I can come in now and I can actually start doing exactly the same, like adding emails, and I can start building out my sequence of email and follow-up and add time delays. Here, for example, like if I want a time delay of just 36 hours or days, weeks, months, whatever. You can see all of that is just a few clicks. I can add filters in, which is really, really very special. So if I click on filter, I'm able to identify the people who bought or did not buy a specific product. So for example, I can say book owner, and I can choose people who are owning the book. Why is this special? Or whether they opened or clicked on the previous email or a specific email. I can actually define, did they click on a specific email, not just the last one. This allows us to create really hyper-targeted marketing. So here, I've got a filter for book owners. That means that now I can run a special promotion to people who don't own the book. I can send this special email, so I'm not bothering those that do have it. That's really, really powerful in my business. In addition, if I go in and I edit the email, this is something that we're very, very proud of, but allows us to automate our business a lot. This is our magic link, and it's something that, as I say, we're very, very proud of because it makes such a big impact to our business. We're able to do things like specialoffer.com and then offer expired.com. There we go. And I can actually put this to be a time delay, for example, for 36 hours. Why is this cool? Well, because if you're trying to do evergreen follow-up, and remember, it's all about automation. So if you've got your sales funnel, you get your free opt-ins, and people don't take advantage of that offer, you want to send out the emails to try and get people to subscribe to your membership site. And by doing that, you can actually come in and create a special promotion just for them at that point in time so that they can go to this special offer page. And if they're late, then when they click the email, the link inside of your email, they'll actually go to a different URL telling them that the offer has now expired. What's really cool from a membership site perspective as well is the fact that we can add people to a different funnel if they click on this link. Now, why is that important? Well, if you're offering a training program, and let's say you're running a training program on internet marketing, maybe some of your leads are interested in list building. Maybe some of your leads are interested in membership sites. So for those who are really focused on list building, you try and teach them about membership sites, maybe they don't care. For those that are learning membership sites, maybe they don't care about list building. But if you put a link in and say, hey, look, if you'd like to learn more about list building, click here, then add them to the list building funnel. That means you're giving and delivering targeted information to your members. and they will love you for it. Far, far more powerful. And equally, you could put a link in saying, are you tired of this? Then simply remove me from this sequence. They don't need to unsubscribe from your list. They can just simply cancel their process by removing them out of this particular funnel. We can also run special promotions here, look, based on the number of people who clicked. So maybe the first 20 clicks can get the special promotion. Or we can actually stage it so the first 20 clicks, then the first 50 clicks, the first 100 clicks. So this is a really powerful way of doing hyper-targeted promotions in an evergreen format. And we can use this in the email broadcast as well, not just in the autoresponder. So hopefully that's starting to give you some idea about the power under the hood of V2, and why we kind of jokingly call it and say it's more like a V8, just because really it's got everything that you need to run, manage, and automate your entire business all in one place. And if we go back here, you can see we actually have the projects overview. Well, we can go in, and if we click this link, instead of managing our business, or sorry, like editing and configuring and setting up our business, this gives us a way to manage our business. So we can manage our affiliates, manage our customers, issue refunds, track orders, manage and edit subscribers, that type of thing, or communicate with our affiliates. We can also send out broadcast email for special promotions or updates, whatever you want. That's all easy to manage from here. But this is really cool. Look at this. We have a new reporting system that gives us a lot more information than ever before. So, okay, this is a blank project, so we've got no data in here. But usually you'd see a nice big graph giving us a breakdown of the day or the week or the month or the year's activities. And you can see this by the different projects that we've got here. We can see the amount of traffic. But this is what I really wanted to show you. This is something we're really, really proud of. List value. If you've got a list of free opt-ins, you've got a list of buyers, you've got a list of bronze members, gold members, VIP members, what are those lists actually worth? How much can you afford to spend to acquire that customer? Now that's kind of like the golden, really the golden question, because if you know that, it makes you hyper competitive. Now, a lot of people talk about the lifetime value of a customer. Lifetime value of a customer is great, but it's not really the information that you need. Because, for example, I can tell you that certain products of mine, the lifetime value of a customer is in excess of $2,000. However, it takes me, on average, about 18 months before I see that amount realized. So that doesn't mean I can go out and spend nearly $2,000 acquiring a customer unless I'm happy to and prepared to wait nearly a year and a half to get a return on my investment. So what I really want to know is how much money is each of these lists worth to me in the first week, in the second week, in the first month, the second month, and the third month. So by knowing that, it means that I can make a decision about how long I'm prepared to wait before I get a positive return on my investment for acquiring a customer. And I can see then how much each of these different lists will be worth. Book buyers versus, like, say, for example, free opt-ins versus VIP members, because each of those is going to have a different value. So that's extremely powerful in being able to really know your metrics and be able to grow your business. And we've got all sorts of different metrics for our different sections. So we can look at how effective coupons are, or certain affiliates are, our specific customers, look at the different value of our customers, look at our subscriber lists. We can check everything from our sign-up rates, our unsubscribe rates, how active people are, and what the average open rates. These are all metrics that are extremely important when deciding where to put the effort and energy into your business. So that's the basic overview. I won't spend any more time going through this. Hopefully you can see really what the potential is. There is a few things I wanted to kind of just wrap up with for this call in terms of the theory and giving you some final words of wisdom for building your membership sites and building your business. The important but cliched question, are you working for your business or is your business working for you? Get a membership site, get the membership site automated, and get that automation working for you so that you can go away and enjoy the revenue of the hard work that you put in getting it set up. So what can you actually automate? Things that, and again, whether you use FusionHQ or not, that's entirely up to you. I've got no problem. You know, I think it'll be right for some people. It won't be right for others. But I mean, I hope that you can see the value in it. But whatever you choose to use, I want you to ask yourself these questions. Is it automating and configuring the FTP, DNS, and CDNs? And hopefully you can avoid even ever finding out what those mean. Are you able to automate, set up website structures? You know, the great thing about FusionHQ, I didn't even show you this, but you can actually replicate sites with a touch of a button. So if you've built a sales funnel, you can just, and it's working, and let's say, for example, you're getting a separate affiliate to promote, and you just want to customize it for that affiliate or customize it for your Facebook traffic, you just click a button and the whole funnel is replicated and you just upload it to a new URL or a new folder. Is all of your affiliate tracking automatically set up and configured? Can you avoid plugins and patches? People often ask me about WordPress. Dangerous question, because I can get on a rant about WordPress all day long. Look, the truth is WordPress is an awesome, awesome blog. But it's a blog. It's not meant to be for sales funnels. It's not meant to be membership sites. I had a friend who was using Wishlist configured in WordPress one time. And he confessed to me that he lost over 20% of his sales, but he didn't know to who. You see, because it was so unsecure that people were able to buy it and then share the links to everybody else, and like the registration page, and anybody could go and register, even if they hadn't actually bought the product, so long as they actually had the registration URL, which was unsecure. That's crazy, absolute madness. And you know, if you're using a sales funnel, make sure it's designed to be a sales funnel. If you've got a membership site, make sure it was designed to be a membership site. So, for example, FusionHQ only lets one member be logged in at one time. That means people can't go out and share their details with other people. You know, that's really, really important if you want to stop black hatters getting hold of your content. Automate the mail messages, obviously autoresponder. Automate content delivery. You know, I met one person once who had a membership site where they were actually manually sending out content to their new customers and trying to track their customers manually. It was just insane. So make sure that you can drip feed content over a period of time and automatically configure that. Make sure that you have a way to automatically manage the members. Remember, I told you before about my own project, my own experience with this. When you hack job a solution together of WordPress with this plugin, with this software, with this affiliate tracking, it just becomes a nightmare, not only to set up, but to then actually manage once your project's running. To be able to template everything. You know, templates are the key for automation and speed. Remember, money loves speed. And to be able to have the ability to build team members. I know a lot of people start off just going, oh, you know, cross that bridge when I come to it. No, don't cross the bridge when you come to it. Plan in advance. Have the intention to actually have team members run for your business for you. That way you'll structure things differently from day one. That way you don't have to redo everything later on when you figure out that you actually need a team or that you want a team helping you, even if it's just for the customer support. I know I've covered a lot today, and you know, for a lot of people this will be overwhelmed. The truth is you won't be able to do everything on day one, but you do need to plan from day one. You do need to have a clear vision and a clear understanding about what you're building from day one. And you need to make the right choices about the growth and the future of your business. This will save you huge amounts of time and huge costs later down the track. Just a quick summary, 9 action steps if you want to build your business, but decide on the goal and choose the best business model that meets that objective. And hopefully you realize that a membership site is a great way to go. Next, build your lead capture page so you can start building your list as soon as possible. Use an autoresponder to create automated follow-up for e-courses. When you have an opt-in, here's my top tip, but create a 7-part autoresponder sequence. Don't give away a free report. Create an autoresponder sequence of 7 parts. The reason for this is that it's like a mini membership site. But what's really cool is that it conditions people to look for your emails. It actually delivers content day in, day out for 7 days in a row. And that means people are looking forward to and expecting your email, and it builds a memory. They remember who you are because of repetition, repetition, repetition of high-value content. So it also creates a higher perceived value for when people opt in, so you increase your opt-ins. It's a win-win all the way around. Next, start promoting some affiliate offers to generate some back-end income and to start testing the market or the niche that you've chosen. Build your authority website. And I believe that this is usually better than a blog, unless you're a really hardcore avid blogger and you really like to write content several times a week, then create an authority site, not a blog. Again, that's a little bit of a controversial statement. Not everybody's going to agree with me, but for a lot of niches, I do believe that this is the way to go. And it helps build some solid credibility, which ultimately later on increases your conversions. Next, build your product. And in your case, I'm hoping this is going to be a membership site. Next, create the actual membership site to deliver that product. And finally, create, well, not quite finally yet, but create a sales funnel with which you can then sell that membership level and your products. And then finally, build your affiliate program that will start generating your traffic 24/7. If you understand all of these steps, then you understand exactly what you're going to need in software-wise to piece together and how you're going to structure your business. Just another quick testimonial there, but FusionHQ is the last word in Internet Marketer's Toolkit. Final thoughts, but wealth is not how much you make, it's how much you keep. Well, that's been said. I want to reframe it to passive income is not how much you make, it is how much you automate. So look at ways to automate in every area of your online business. How much can you save? Well, there was a couple of our customers that were using this that had tested Infusionsoft, One Shopping Cart, Kajabi, Optimized Press, Wish List, etc., etc. They said they tested everything, spent over $50,000 testing different softwares, and then figured out that they could just use FusionHQ. And when they did, they realized they were saving about $5,000 in programmer setup and script setups, etc., for each project, and nearly $1.5K per month for excessive mailing services and hosting and a bunch of other solutions. Start with your end in mind. Make sure that you're clear about where your traffic is coming from before you structure your business, because this will define how you structure your business. Quick testimonial there from Gideon, but he's saying, his email deliverability is way better with FusionHQ than was with Aweber. Now, this is not picking on Aweber, don't get me wrong, but email deliverability is going to be the backbone to your business. Now, why is FusionHQ slightly different? Well, if you use our standard account, it's good, but for the real professionals, you're actually able to use your own SMTPs. That means you can use your own dedicated IPs. And I know this is way too advanced for a lot of you, but the important thing is that you understand that you're able to do that when you're ready. And most systems don't allow you to do this. When you do this, you have total control over your deliverability. And every small percentage on your deliverability equals money. It's as easy as that. Time to get real. Investment. What do you need to spend on your business? And I had this conversation just this afternoon with a couple of guys. We run a coffee shop and co-working space for people doing business online out here. And I had this conversation where he was like, well, I don't want to spend that much money on my business. And I'm like, well, look, if a guy pulled up to you in a Bentley and, you've got this vision that this is the kind of lifestyle that you want, to be able to drive around in a nice car, have a nice house, enjoy a passive income. I said, how much do you think he actually spends on his business? How much do you think he invested into his business to get there? And if you told me it was less than $1,000, then you'd probably be laughing, right? And this is the thing, is if you think cheap, you will often get cheap. So the reality is you do need to be able to invest into your business, and you need to be able to believe in your best business and invest in a way that makes sense. So just to kind of wrap up what the basic offer is that we have today, as you've probably guessed, we do have a special promotion for part of our V2 release. So we're giving away 1 year of access to FusionHQ V2, and this includes everything that I've said, including all of the servers, cloud servers, all of the functionality that you've currently seen. We're also giving away access to the FusionHQ restricted area. This contains a lot of graphics and audios, etc., action scripts, basically a lot of resources that you need to be able to build your sites, your sales pages, etc. We're going to be starting our own little V2 training academy, and that basically means we're going to go through all of the setup, how to use FusionHQ, how to build content sites in more detail, how to build membership sites in much more detail, how to structure all of the things like the SEO, the affiliate programs, and everything you really need to know to be able to get the most out of FusionHQ. We've got the 5 Fusion boxes. These are the ready-to-go businesses. Hopefully you won't need these because hopefully you're a little more advanced than that, but they can be a great guide for some people. So there's 5 of those ready to go. We're also doing the Experts Fusion boxes. These are the business templates, the blueprints to an online business, i.e. the one that I just showed you and installed now, and of course the others that I mentioned that are just being uploaded over this coming week. We've also got access to the replays from last year's event. That was 7 days of content where we took people through structuring their business and actually how to run a bit of a launch. We've also got community support, so we've got a forum area where basically FusionHQ members can go in there, they can network together and they can swap ideas, share their sites and get some community support. But we also provide our own support, of course, and at the moment, up until recently, we've been doing unlimited email support, but now we've actually introduced our live support. Live support actually means that you can call somebody and then have them screen share with you. So if you get stuck on how you do something, if you're not sure or certain on anything, just ask our guys and they will show you how to do it using a screen share. That's going to be massive for anybody who just gets a little bit stuck and just needs a little bit of help getting through that. So that's the total package. And obviously, as you guessed now, it's not that much for our special launch, but you can go and go to v2.fusionhq.com/CV, and when you do that, you'll actually be able to get the package for just $997. So that's everything you see there. Not only that, what we're going to do for everybody is that if you take this package now, it means that you're able to renew FusionHQ yearly at that price. That's a massive, massive saving because normally we charge $197 for our Pro account. Now, this is a special launch package, but essentially it's got everything you need in there. It's almost identical, and it's just $997, or we can do a monthly plan if you prefer after 1 year. But that's basically everything you need to get going. So my last final thought for this evening or this morning or this afternoon, wherever it may be, is that life is only 4,000 weeks long. And I love this saying. Anybody who knows me will hear me repeat it again and again and again. The reason is it changed my life. It's as easy as that. My entire life changed after I heard this quote. Why? Because I sat down and I figured out that actually I don't have 4,000 weeks left. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a little bit older than nothing. So when you calculate, if you sit down and just quickly figure out how many weeks that you personally have left. So remember, this is based, 4,000 weeks is based on the average life expectancy of just over 79 years. So that means approximately 1,000 weeks is approximately 20 years. So for every 20 years of your life, remove 1,000. And you'll start realizing that there's not so many left. Now let me ask you, how quickly did last week go? How quickly did the week before that go? It gets pretty scary. And that's what keeps me motivated. Every time I start slipping or I need a bit of self-motivation, I just remind myself, how quickly did this week go? And there's only 4,000 weeks left in life in total, and I want to make the most out of those. So if you're sitting down, procrastinating, thinking about this, deciding when is the right time to build your business, when is the right time to get started, I can assure you that, okay, I may be biased around all of this, but from personal experience, there is only today. I really believe that. I really believe that there is only today to take action. And when you realize how short life is, you realize how important that statement actually is, and how important it is not to be cheap. I mean, I did this myself. My mistake was I spent 4 years mucking around with WordPress and plugins and other sort of solutions to try and hack everything together. 4 years is over 200 weeks wasted, just totally wasted, trying to avoid spending money. That's ridiculous, absolute madness, insanity. So I don't really mind whether you choose to use FusionHQ, but I really, really encourage you to invest into your business and to look to spend money rather than try to save money when it comes to wasting time, because time is extremely, extremely precious. So here's my final slide. Is, make your decision. I hope that this evening has been extremely valuable in terms of your learning. Irrespective of whether you choose to use FusionHQ or not, I hope you understand the structures, the planning process, the leverage points, the important metrics in your business, the importance of automation, and systematization, and that you look for an effective way to achieve that within your business. So again, the URL there, www.v2.fusionhq.com/CV. I hear
maybe
Chris on the line.
I can jump in and say something there, mate.
Yeah, you may.
Leon, this has just been absolutely fantastic. I have been sat here like a stunned mullet. I've got so many ideas buzzing around in my head. I want to thank you. You've given us an information-rich webinar. There's been zero hype. It's been great value for money. It's definitely been inspiring. It's been encouraging. It's been challenging. And to me as an individual, and I'm sure to everybody else who's on the webinar and for those who listen to the replay, it's been very motivating for me. And I'd just like to say that Vince and I were talking before. We have a Fusion membership website called Get 10,000 Leads. We currently charge $497 for people to access that site. So far, we've seen hundreds of people join, and not a single person has asked for a refund. Takes people by the hand and it shows them exactly what they need to do in order to see a consistent stream of qualified ready-to-buy leads. And anybody who wants to go ahead and get Fusion through that link will give you access to that site. So that's $497 membership. We'll give that to you for free. And Vince and I will also put on some additional training via way of video for anybody. But Leon, from the bottom of my heart, mate, Vince and I want to say thank you. This has been really exceptional. As a group, everybody knows that Marketing Secrets, we're not into hype, we're not into smoke and mirrors, we're not into selling hope to the hopeless, and we deeply appreciate the fact that you have just delivered really solid content, real business information. Folks, this is what you do to build a real business. This is what you do to build something that is sustainable, that can put money on the table month after month after month after month. And I personally really appreciate the fact, Leon, that you've just given great information without any hype whatsoever. So thank you very much.
You.
And I'd like to encourage people to take advantage of what you've offered us today. It's exceptional value.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, even if you're not using FusionHQ, you've got to have those systems. You've got to have those structures. So even though I may have been demonstrating and showing you inside of FusionHQ, ultimately, even if you decide not to move forward, I want you to be able to at least be clear in your mind what you're using to substitute that functionality, because you need to be clear that you do need it all. And
if I can say something there as well. And I can absolutely put my hand on my heart and say this. Vince and I talk to people all the time who have installed a new plugin and their blog is broken.
Oh, God.
Or
all the time.
Exactly as you said, you know, they upload all their products and the very next day it's on a black hat site and thousands of people are chewing up their bandwidth and giving their products away. I have been online for 14 years. In that time, I've been responsible for over $300 million in combined sales. I can honestly say, folks, I've never in my life seen anything that remotely compares with the ease of use, the functionality that Fusion brings to the table. And,
well, that's just kind words.
Well, look, mate, really, you know, people couldn't pay us $1 million to promote anything that we didn't truly believe in. We have a really heartfelt commitment, Vince and I, in our own business, that we will never at any stage promote anything just to make a sale.
Yeah.
We'll only share stuff that we believe in and that we use. And so, and anybody, you know, many of the people probably that are on this call, they've done consults with us and they know that, you know, we're like little fanatics. I'm always promoting Drew Eric Whitman's books because I think he's a freaking genius.
Yep.
And Vince, who is the membership guy on our side of the business, is always telling people, you've got to get Fusion, you've got to get Fusion. And we do that because we're like kids in a candy store. We want to see people get real solid solutions. When people share stuff as marketers, and I believe that you realize this, Leon, it's come across the way you've shared today. When we share stuff, people are putting their hopes and dreams for a better future in the palm of our hands. And
Absolutely.
If we treat that lightly, something dies on the inside of us, and just like a corpse, after a while, it begins to stink. And people aren't stupid. You know, a friend of mine, Ron Simpkins, said, even a dog knows if you don't like it, how much more a person. So we really appreciate the fact that this has been information-rich, zero hype, value for money, inspiring, encouraging, challenging and motivating. And we just encourage people, guys, go and grab this while you can. It's the same stuff Vince and I are using.
Can I just give a big shout to Steve and welcome him to the FusionHQ family as well, because he's just notified us on the comments there that he's just signed up. So, a big personal welcome from me there, Steve, and thanks for taking action. Well, we've also got a few questions coming through, so I appreciate your patience in waiting. I will try and get those questions answered for you. The first one being, just want to double check that you can use one account to run multiple websites. Absolutely. I mean, look, this is one of the biggest things that we are fanatical about, is that, I mean, FusionHQ was built on my specifications because I couldn't find anything else out there that did what I needed it to do. And I wanted to scale my business, and I want to create flexibility in the business. And so therefore, if you're really capped, it doesn't make sense. So yes, you absolutely can create multiple websites, you can create multiple projects, you can have multiple team members, different team members handling different projects, so you can work with different business partners and different teams within those different projects and handle everything from all from one central account. Gary, yes, you can integrate with an external host provider. So again, unlike some of the other platforms out there that basically try and lock you in by forcing you into their cloud servers, etc., we do provide those, but we provide them because it just makes life easier for most people. But for some people, you have a very valid reason for using your own hosting. Perhaps you want to sell a website to a bit offline business. Perhaps you're doing SEO strategies that require multiple IP addresses. Perhaps you're just doing a project with a different business partner that wants a little bit of control over the business and requires you to use their hosting. There could be multiple different reasons. So you can actually mix and match. You can you can basically paste websites to as many different hosts as you want, or just simply use our own inbuilt hosting. There's no problem either way. Sam, payment gateways. There's a whole host of payment gateways we integrate with Authorized.net, PayPal, eWay, Adyen for the Europeans and the Russians. We've got Alipay for the Chinese. We've got integrate with a Vietnamese gateway that the Chinese, the Alipay, Adyen, they can all handle offline payments, which is great for developing countries that struggle with credit card processing. We also have an app that basically allows you to hire a programmer that can just very small script, but they can actually integrate and create an interface that will work with virtually any other payment gateway and integrate within our solution. So even if we don't support it, it doesn't take a huge amount of effort to get an interface built that will. Sorry, Drew. I'm not a techie, he says, but he wants to know, are authority sites, are they similar to a website? Yeah, an authority site is just a phrase that I use, and probably that's where it's creating confusion. Basically, all it is a website that establishes you as an authority. Something that, if you're an author or a coach or a trainer, you want a website that is there to brand you as an expert. And that's really all it is. It's just a content-rich website that shows that you are an expert or an authority in your niche. Hey, Dennis, thanks for your shout-out too. Says he's just signed up, so a big shout-out and welcome to Dennis. Stripe integration. That's one we've been getting asked a lot recently. I'm not going to avoid the question. Malcolm. No, we don't currently integrate with Stripe, but yes, it is on the cards, and we do have the app, so it is theoretically possible that you should be able to get, like I say, a small script made to integrate with Stripe if you really want to use their services. But we have had so many requests recently that it is now on the to-do list and should be coming in the near future. We've just been very focused on getting the V2 version out first before putting our resources into that integration. Just to be clear as well, I mean, FusionHQ is driven by our customers, so that most of the things on the to-do list are basically come from our customers. They're suggestions that our customers are making, people who are building real businesses and see the need for specific functions, and so they are the ones that are constantly driving us forward. So if you're joining us, then basically you too become part of our future development team. Okay, that's a question I'm not really clear on the meaning, okay, so I won't try and answer that because I'm a bit confused by it. Yeah, so hopefully that answers most of the major most major general questions there. Keep them coming through. Drew just signed up too, so welcome, Drew. Big shout out to you too. We really do. We do view our customers as part of our family, because we want you to think of us as your expanded team. I mean, we basically built FusionHQ originally for our own projects, but now we pretty much live and breathe it for our customers' projects. And so really our success depends upon your success. And yeah, we've got more templates coming soon, so that's something that other people are asking. We've got a whole bunch of new designs coming through. We've got a dedicated designer working on those all of the time, in addition to additional training materials and, as I say, business structure layouts. Cool. So if you're sitting on the fence and are not sure, again, just to be clear, just go to v2.fusionhq.com/CV. You will need to use that URL if you want to take advantage, particularly of Chris and Vince's generous offer of their additional bonus there. But look, if it's not for you, don't worry. We're not fly-by-night cowboys by any means. We've been in this business for years. We're not going anywhere. Our reputation is paramount to us. If you're not happy for any single reason whatsoever and you don't want to use us, that's fine. Look, no hard feelings. Just let us know. We know that you can never please everybody and everybody has different needs. So just let us know and we'll happily give you a full refund within 30 days. Absolutely no questions asked. And wish you the best of luck with your business. But if you don't give this a try, then there's no way you'll ever find out. So I really do encourage you to at least give it a shot, have a play, and worst case is that you don't like it, you refund in 30 days, and you get to keep a pile of extra bonus training materials. No problem whatsoever. So if you just want to give it a try, just go to www.v2.fusionhq.com/CV, and you can create your account and you'll basically get instant access straight away to get started, and you can get playing right now. Cool. So any final comments there, Chris? Any final questions, anybody?
I'm just gobsmacked, mate. Fantastic webinar. Looking forward to sharing the webinar, the replay of the webinar with people. And Vince and I are truly grateful for such a information-rich presentation. Thank you.
Okay, I've got a slightly clearer question now. Yes, thank you. Basically asking, do we have more contact information besides just emails and names? Yeah, look, you can create as many custom fields for collecting data on customers as you like. You can collect, addresses, phone numbers. You can create custom fields, so you can build up data about different customers. No problem at all. If anybody has any other questions, pop into your mind just as we close after this call, do feel free to contact support@fusionhq.com at any time, and the girls there will be more than happy to try and answer your questions for you. So that's support@fusionhq.com if you have any extra questions. If you want to just get started and play, then v2.fusionhq.com/CV. So I just want to give you all a big thanks for those of you who have endured my lengthy presentation. I know it's gone on for a while, so I appreciate your patience and I hope it's just been worth your time, and look forward to supporting and helping those new guys that have just signed up. And I wish you all the best of business success. I know you're in great hands with Chris and Vince, so a great decision to follow these guys. There's a lot of cowboys out there, and I'm just glad you guys have found the light amongst the darkness on the internet. So a big thank you both to you, Chris and Vince, for having me here this evening or this morning, whatever it may be. And
thanks, Leon. It's been deeply appreciated, mate.
Yeah.
We'll have you back for sure many times in the future, we hope.
Awesome. Look forward to it.
Thank you, Leon.
Okay, take care, guys. Take care, everybody, and thanks once again.
Cheers.
All right.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.